Folks, what was one of the biggest stories coming into this season? Jonathan Kuminga's contract extension. Of course, we know it did not happen. He will be a restricted free agent next season. He wanted the bag. He wanted some bling, 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 bling. He wanted the bag while I'm wearing my gold chains. He didn't get it. He's got to prove it. Or maybe he's traded during the deadline. Well, the rumors are out. We know what he was expecting or wanting, what he was asking for, and what the Warriors offered. So we're going to break down on this episode the Jonathan Kuminga trade contract. What was he asking for? What did the Warriors offer? And we're going to look at his stats 5-game in, and did he deserve that? So Randy Silver, Warriors Digest. News breaks. We give you guys videos. This is a big news. Dropping the second video of the day. Please like and subscribe. Help grow Warriors Digest. We're up to 7,040 fans. We've gained 40 fans in one day. Continue to bring it. We've gained over 750 in 5 days. Help us hit 8,000. Let's go, folks. We want 8,000. John Kuminga wanted 35 million AAV. 35 times 5, folks. Let me bring myself up. Let's do the math. If it's 35 times 4, 140 million per year. 35 times 5, 175 million per year. So reports where he wanted the Supermax, which is 5 years, 225 basically. So if you do 225 divided by 5, 45. So he was not going for the Supermax, only 10 million below, 50 million less. What did the Warriors offer? $30 million. According to Anthony Slater, Kuminga wanted $35 million on a new contract. Warriors were not willing to go over $30 million. They could not agree on October 21st, and that is why he's now going to be a restricted free agent when the season is up. Maybe he's traded at the deadline for a star, Jimmy Butler, Zach LaVine, Brandon Ingram. Who knows? Now, if we look here, if it would have been $30 million a year, look at Jonathan Kuminga. Number 9, add $30 million per year across for, let's put it to 28, 29. Your total salary for 25, 26, 152 times 30 is 182, 190, and then 54. We would have been pretty much over the salary cap in the second apron at that 30. Yes, you're going to potentially maybe have to make a trade then, but that's a lot of money for the Warriors. And then 190, especially with Steph's deal of $62 million for the following year. So the Warriors, again, are making the prudent decision to not give Kuminga that deal. It's a lot of money. $30 million, $35 million, $5 million per year. $20 or $25 million over the course of the lifetime of the deal adds up over time. Now, if he deserves it, maybe he gets $200 million if he becomes an all-star this season. Yes, he started the first 3 games, came off the bench, the back 2 with Curry, Melton, and Wiggins out. Is he playing like an all-star? Not right now. He played better the back 2 games off the bench. But are you going to give a bench player $30 million, a potential starter who goes back and forth $30 million, $35 million? It's a tough conversation. Sam Amick and John Hollinger of The Athletic reported that the NBA executives believe the Warriors are more willing than ever to include the 22-year-old in negotiations with opposing teams. So, at the trade deadline, maybe they need a big man in the paint. Maybe they want to go get a second star. Giannis mortgage the future with Kuminga a part of that deal. Joe Lacob said we're not done. We're big fish hunting. We know they tried. They tried for Markkanen. Didn't work. They tried for Paul George. It didn't work. They're willing to make that trade. Try to maximize these last years of Draymond and Steph. A little bit of Wiggins, of course. He's a bit younger. But Kuminga is that centerpiece. Do other teams see him for $30, $35 million? That's the question. That is the question. If we look at Kuminga's stats, this season so far, he's averaging 23 minutes a game. Started the first 3, not the back 2. He's shooting 40% from the field, which is his worst of the 3 seasons. He's shooting 15% from 3. Terrible. Not good. His free throws, 71%, kind of right there at the average. Rebounds, 3.4 per game. Assists, 1.6. Points, 11.4. But folks, I have to point out the 15.4% from the field. I talked about all offseason, we needed Kuminga to shoot 40% from 3. If he could do that in the starting lineup, playing 3, Wiggins at 2, Curry at 1, Draymond at 4, Trayce Jackson-Davis at 5, this would be good for the Warriors. You need that shooting. He hasn't. Who's shooting better? Hield, Waters, Melton. Excuse me, not Melton. I'm trying to say Moody. Excuse me. So he's not playing as much. You need that shooting in the starting lineup. If Steph is not playing, then you need shooting in the starting lineup, and that's why he got taken out, and you put in the Waters, you put in the Moody, put in potentially a Hield. But for Kuminga to get $30 to $35 million, and again, comment your thoughts, folks. Like, it's just crazy. You can't shoot 15% from 3. He can't only be making 40% from the field. He's got to be doing more. And he looks more comfortable coming off the bench. He wasn't happy coming off the bench. He was not happy. The reports were. But he's coming off the bench. If you want to be considered somebody like a Scotty Barnes, you want to be considered somebody like a... who else got it? Wagner from Orlando. Suggs got paid as well. You can't be shooting that poor. Now, the thing with Kuminga, the effort's there. He looks engaged, even though he's not starting his back to a game. The relationship he has with the teammates, Draymond Green was on his podcast, and he says it's really good. The way that Kuminga has handled the deal, not getting signed, has been great. You can tell that he's motivated, he's hungry. And, you want that money to help buy some stuff, you got to go get buckets. And shooting 15% from 3 is not going to help you get buckets. And again, if we go back to right here, the Warriors are looking at the future. This new apron is very costly when you go into the first and second tax. Let me go to this one. So if you look at right here, again, we're hard capped at the first apron. Not that his deal would have affected this, but you can see how the Warriors have been trying to build this team. Smaller deals across the board, more 1 year, 2 year, potentially maybe a 3-year deal, and trying to make this team more well-rounded. So the question, again, folks, is if Kuminga is not the guy, then you let him walk free agency next offseason, and you can go sign somebody who's a free agent, and you have that cash at your disposal. Or you try to make a trade chip at the trade deadline around that area and go get yourself a player who is a better fit for the team, or another superstar. Or he plays out of his mind, or he plays well, and he earns a contract, $30 million, $35 million. Maybe it is the Supermax. Who knows? But those are your 3 options. I want you to comment. Which one do you think it is? Do you think he's going to get the extension with the Warriors? Do you think he's traded, or he walks for free? I don't think he walks for free, so it's either going to be traded or extension. Right now, $30 million is not worth 15% of a 3-point shooter. Not at all. So it's a tough conversation. It's something we'll keep track of. Again, Warriors are 4-1, which is great. We have a big road trip coming up. But Kuminga, the reports, again, he won the $35 million AAV. Did not come. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe to Warriors Digest. We keep you updated on everything Warriors news. You don't want to miss it. Bye, y'all.